Welcome to our channel. Today in this video you will learn that how we can create this beautiful glowing hexagon pattern in Blender with the help of the geometry node and the shader editor. And if you want to find this file, then you can check out the Patreon where you find a lot of procedural stuff. So let's start the video. Open the Blender and here you can see the geometry node workspace, and here I add any object, say plane, and hit the new geometry node button, and here I delete this, and here I search for the grid node and connect with the group output. Now here I change some setting in the grid. Here I increase the size up to the 10 meter and also increase the vertex, 10, and here you can see in wireframe. And now here I search for the node which is the triangulate node and put it here. This will convert our squares into the triangles. And now here I search for the node which is the dual mesh node and put it here. Now you can see the hexagon pattern, and here this is the mesh, and I want to convert this to the curve. So for that, here I convert mesh to the curve node and also curve to mesh. Nice. And now by using this profile, here I add the any geometry. Here I add the curve circle, and you can see in the solid view the radius of this circle is too much big, and here I decrease this radius. I think 0.03 is best in my case. Now this is looking beautiful. Move these three nodes something like here, and here I search the node which is the instance on point and use this dual mesh output into the points, and here I search the join geometry node and put these instances into the join geometry, and here I put the instance where I search for the UV sphere and place it the instances, and here I decrease the radius to find best, and here I put the value 0.2 meter in my case. Now it's looking beautiful. To make these UV sphere smooth, here I add the node which is the set shade smooth, and you can see the changings. And here I add another node in the scale to random size of these sphere. So for that, here I search for the random value node and put it into the scale, and here I adjust the value of this random node and increase this minimum value to find which is best. I think 0.4 is looking nice. Now all of these UV sphere have a different radius. Now here I add the another grid. Move it here, another grid to make a base of this object. So for that, here I search for the grid and put this into the join geometry node. Move this node here, and here I increase the length and width 11 meter, which is slightly greater than the previous one. Now it's looking beautiful. Now these grid is intersect our structure, so we transform or translate this to the negative Z direction. So here I use the node which is the transform geometry, and put it here, and here this value we can move this up and down, and here I put the value -0.2. Now this is looking beautiful. Now it's time to create the material. So for material, here we have 3 output before join geometry. So we can create 3 different material for the each structure. The first one is for the base, and the second one is for the wire of this hexagonal structure, and the third one is for the sphere. So here I search the node, which is the set material node, and place it here. Shift T to duplicate, and again Shift T to duplicate. Now into the material, here I create the material and rename this material is base, and create another one and also rename this material wires, and another material and rename this materials pairs. Beautiful. Now select these material in our geometry node pattern. Here this is for the base material, and this is for the wire, and this is for the sphere. Now the material is applied to our structure. Now I move to the shading workspace, and here I change this material to the base and also into the material view, and here I move this something like this kind, and also increase the roughness 0.7 in my case. And now here I select the material, which is the wires, and here I also decrease this, make it more dark, increase the metallic value, and also decrease the roughness. I think 0.400 is looking beautiful. Now I create the material for the sphere, and here I create some nice material for the sphere. Here I search for the node, which is the mix shader, and put it here, and here I make it the sphere some more dark material, increase the metallic value, and here I decrease the roughness 0.400. Now this is looking beautiful, and here I search for the node, which is the emission, and put it into this, and here I change the color of the emission, also move it down something like here, and increase the strength up to the 2, and here are the nice glowing balls. Now I want all these balls are not glowing, and randomly select the balls. So for that, here I search for the node, which is the color ramp, and put it into the vector of the mix, and also search for the noise texture, vector into the vector of the color ramp, and here I select the node, which is the object info, and use this random value into the noise, and here I decrease this detail to the 0, and also scale up to the 3.2, and now in color ramp, here I use this constant value, and now move this pointer, and you can see the magic. Now the random glowing balls are selected. Beautiful. Now here I add some animation. So for that, So for that, here I use this value, and here I put the value which is the 0.450, and back to the frame 0, and hover this value and press I to insert a keyframe, and now back to jump to the frame which is the 150, and here I put the value which is the 0.600, and also insert the keyframe. And if I run the simulation, then you can see the nice effect. Beautiful. And now here I set the camera for our scene, and here set the view, and this is looking nice. And add the camera and press Ctrl Alt 0 to set the view of this camera, and also adjust it. This is looking nice view. And now jump to the render view, and here you can see the nice, and here I add the light to this scene. So for that, here I add the light which is the spotlight in my case, and move this light along the axis, something like this, and here I increase the light strength which is the 1000 watt, and back to the camera. See the nice effect of this light. Beautiful. Now I take one render because I do some settings in composition, and before we jump into the composition, we have the one render for the compositions. So press F12 to render this. After rendering, we jump into the composition, and here I select this render layer and press Ctrl Shift to viewer layer, and by pressing Shift, drag this to add a reroute, and here I search for the node which is the glare, and put it here. Sorry. And here I change this streaks to the fog glow, and here I decrease this value up to the 0.5, and now the balls are slightly glowing. Now back to the geometry node, and here in rendered view and also in the camera view, and if I move this frame something like here and press F12 to see the final render, and here is the final render of this beautiful hexagonal pattern. Thanks for watching.